Another day, another dollar, you feel me? You already know what time it is today, bro. Yeah. Hey, Eagle Jacks on me. Eagle Jacks on 3. 1, 2, 3. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Eagles. Ah! Yeah.
You're prepared for this game, but you wear the M on your shirt. When you wear the M on your shirt, you want to carry around this national ranking, you want to carry around this state ranking, you're going to get their best shot. Don't come in here not expecting a fight.
If you are who you say you are, act like it.
You already know who he is. The best O-lineman in the country. My left tackle, Braden Jacobs.
Wow, what an introduction.
Hey, look, don't lose sight of tonight. I know we've never played them. This is a big deal to both communities. A big deal to both communities. Go out and defend your community tonight. It's for us, it's for our families, for our school, for our community. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I had a big sack that game. I hit my dance. Yeah, it was nice. That was a big one. I'd say just initial speed off the ball, like reaction speed on the get off. The whole defensive line and the linebackers were on it too, just putting pressure on that quarterback and just keeping contained that whole entire game, not letting him escape the pocket and getting him to the ground and really finishing sacks.
When the QB dropped back and no one was blocking me, I just flew through the QB and it just made the game easier for us.
So, you know, I've been around those two, Tristan, since he was probably the same age as my kid. So probably when he was 1 or 2 years old, just being around him. And Billy, I met Billy probably about when he was like sixth grade, maybe a little bit younger. But just watching those guys go through those moments, the growth that they had from last year to this year, the plays that they made on the field, definitely elevated the defense on that particular night.
When Tristan had blocked the punt, I think it was like probably second quarter, or it had to have been like later in the game, but it changed the game and gave us the opportunity for our offense to go score and get in the end zone.
Yeah, Coach Connell gets us right every single week. He does a great job with this. So in the beginning, my initial reads, I check to see if tight ends, where they're at, if I have a tight end lined up or me or not, or a sniffer, and I'm seeing like what side the running back's on, and I'm reading like if that tackle down blocks, I'm on that hip, and I'm checking for pull so I can get up underneath that and spill that. You know what I mean? Just the pre-snap reads, it sets us up, and it gets us real right for the play.
We just execute to the ball, and we just have a great D-line, and they're just stopping the run, making it easier for the linebackers and the safeties, and it's just they're doing their job, and we just kept executing to the ball. So
having Billy make the 3.5 sacks was, was a great memory. It's the first time I've coached outside backers, and once you start getting the 3 and 3.5 sacks, it's always going to be a memorable moment.
Last year I was more like thinking like not to make a mistake, and this year I'm thinking more just go and make a play, and I feel like that's been a big difference.
In that week, we really came prepared, and the whole defense was locked in throughout that whole game. And we was just stuffing that run, that defensive line and the linebackers. We was really scraping hard and playing fast. So.
It starts with the film room. We studied all week preparing for what they had planned for us, and it all started with the D-line and the linebackers. They created disruption with the QB, and he couldn't really, get his reads off, and he had to just run, and it was all panic. So we were just getting after the quarterback.
I told him that I was happy that we won the game. I never want to take a win for granted, but I just wasn't happy with how we won. We're expected to go out each and every week and, dominate teams. And we didn't play our best. And I took full responsibility for that. I knew there were some things practice-wise that we needed to change up. And, I just challenged them in a sense of on Monday, just come ready to work, come ready to be better so that we can play better. There's 0 conditioning tomorrow, Caleb Bell. 0 conditioning tomorrow, Caleb Bell. One shot. I'll determine if it's kept.
www.drops.com right here.
We just went back to some fundamental stuff that, maybe we let slide weeks prior. We made sure that every rep counted, every rep mattered, every rep was treated like a true game rep. Challenged the coaches just to make sure every single play of practice, you're given some type of feedback, positive or negative. Just let the kids know that you're being watched, and you're being coached every single play, what we're out there to do. And, we just, as a team collectively, we talked a little bit about a concept called extreme ownership of, take responsibility for everything. If something goes wrong in practice or in a game, take responsibility for it.
My overall philosophy kind of goes down to the word philosophy, which means love of wisdom. And for me, it's really understanding the players and getting to know them and what makes them tick, what motivates them. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones performing on the field, and they're the ones doing it in practice and dedicating their time and volunteering their time to play running back in Milton. So for me, it's not necessarily what I can get out of them on the field, but more so within themselves, and let them produce what they believe they can after I give them the confidence and they give themselves the confidence from what we go over. throughout the process of practice.
Being a teacher for 20 plus years now, I think you just learn how to deal with different types of students. We're talking about student athletes. So some kids require a little bit more hands-on approach, like you got to place them in the spot, put their eyes where they should see their key, and then sort of teach them that way. And then some students or student athletes, you can show them one time and they got it. Some learn by making mistakes. So sometimes you just got to let a kid make a mistake and then learn and grow from that moment. It's almost like, you know, you touch your oven one time and you get burnt and you're like, hey, I'm gonna stay away from that. So just being an educator, you sort of learn how to deal with different types of students.
Practice is very energetic. We're all dialed in, locked in, because we knew if we played around that week, it was like a trap game. So
Pull that guy as you turn into second pressure, and you're gonna be fine. All right? But when you turn, all right, don't just have hands on and turn. Yank him down and turn.
At the running back position, a lot of the drills that we do, and a lot of the skills that we teach are basic skills. And a lot of that depends on the player, whether we want to refine and keep growing those basic skills to make them advanced, or it's just getting those basic skills to a level that's adequate for a player that's a freshman or sophomore or younger that's just learning to be able to perform during practice and scout period or on the field Thursday or Friday night. So, you know, it's a kind of a scapegoat of an answer because it's both at the same time. But for me, I really want to refine those basic skills and keep refining to make those basic skills second nature to the running back, and those become the advanced skills.
from the last week, we were just too over ourselves, you know, coming off, you know, the two hardest games of the year, and then Alpharetta. We just had to calm down and stay humble and get back to work like how we used to do it in the beginning of the year.
Everything starts with the basics. You know, if they truly understand the defense, the more we can add into it. We always teach in progression, so the way that we set up the program, it's always through progression. So each student is going to learn, each student athlete is going to learn to eventually get to the higher level thinking within their position.
And we're going to work on moving, keeping the ball right here. What's the point of the drill? Balance the ball, keep your elbow tight. You see what I'm saying? If you start doing this, the ball's going to fall. So everything you do, keep your elbow tight. Okay, I'm just going to work you back and forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so as the season goes along, we definitely will, start to, tether back some things and switch some things up. You know, you don't want to plateau. You don't want them to get into a groove. You want to make sure that you're constantly keeping the guys and even their bodies guessing. So we'll make sure that we throw in some controlled chaos. We'll make sure that, the drills that we were doing at the beginning of the season have a different twist and turn to them, so to speak. And, most importantly, we just want to make sure that everything we're doing in practice is to take care of our bodies to make it through a long playoff run, through December. So we'll make sure that, rep-wise, conditioning-wise, we're still getting the work in, but we're not overdoing it, because at that point, they've been going for a long time. Spring practice was difficult. It was a grind of a summer, and your bodies can only handle so much. So we'll take all that into consideration. And also just schematically, you get to a point to where you have an identity. You know who you are on offense, on defense. And so you're not really having to try new schemes each week. You're not really having to put in new plays. You just really focus on perfecting those plays, perfecting who you are. And that, usually leads to a more efficient practice and usually leads to a quicker practice. So that goes along with that natural rest that we try to provide for the kids. And like I said, just make sure that every drill that we do, it is a game-like drill, and we're preparing, because as the season goes along, the competition gets harder and harder. So we want to make sure that the reps we're getting in practice are getting us ready for those battles that we're going to face as we get into the end of this region run and into the playoffs.
I really just block all the distractions. I don't try to fan the crowd and nothing like that. I just try to be in my own lane, stay in my lane. Like Jacory said from last year, just you gotta stay in your lane.
It's been 7 years since Milton lost a region football game. They gave that to you, and it's your responsibility to make it and keep it that way.
Get paid for your work. Get paid for your work. You got it? Break it down.
Hey, Alley got 3-1.
Alley got me.
Being in the locker room, having the music on, everybody hyped, getting ready for the games, really just chill your nerves and just make you lock in. Usually I don't really get nervous, but music always calms me down and keeps me level-headed for the game.
Hey, they're my young boy right here. He about to go for 14 tackles, 2 sacks. He about to go crazy.
Man, in the locker room, we just come out excited. That music's blasting and we're all excited. The nerves, sometimes you gotta accept that you're gonna be nervous when you get out there sometimes for certain games. But after that first play's done, it's it's out there and we just playing football at that point, and that's when it's really, we get after them.
All right, look. It has truly been an elite week of work. An elite week of work. You refocused, you zoned back in, you got back to work. I appreciate that. But you still got to go make it happen tonight. Just because you had a great week does not mean anything. You still got to go do it. You still got to go take it. You still got to go execute every single play if you want to get paid for the work that you put in this week. Tonight's about us. Everything is about what can I do to fix it. Every single player, extreme ownership. What can I do to fix it? If every single one of us has that mindset, we will be dominant tonight. We will be dominant tonight. It does not matter who's on the other sideline, how good they are, how good they may not be. Our process is our process. Our dominance is our dominance.
You are crazy.
I actually didn't know, I didn't get the call in the defense, so when I lined up, I just went guard deep, corner, you just guard deep, and then they tried me one-on-one, so just went up and made a play, gave them my offensive opportunity to go score. I'd say a memorable moment from the Chattahoochee game was when TJ had that super long pass reception, caught it, broke multiple tackles, scored, celebrated. Just a nice play.
You know, trying to get into guys' inner space and make them feel uncomfortable. And if it's pass, you work back outside. And on the run, we just stay aggressive and fit up and make sure you're in your gap. And then really push guys off the ball. But yeah, it really gives you the elusiveness to do both.
As a DB, you need your front to get after QB so you'll be able to make plays on the ball. And without them, you wouldn't be able to have as many easier attempts at the ball than if they weren't getting after the QB.
While we're watching this dot and this wonderful catch by Jordan. Just a wonderful football player, you know?
Learning from Ja'Cory and Jack Lawson, that was really big for me. And it was just a learning season last year, and this year is I just gotta show the world what I'm about.
Yeah, in the Chattahoochee game, we had defensive line touchdown. The ball got snapped right back in the end zone, and we were all over it. Yeah, we were just dancing out there, having fun, having a good time, you know, playing really good football. So yeah, that was a really fun game. I like being out there with my brothers and competing.
I felt like that was just like a fun game for everyone. Everyone got their reps, and yeah.
I would say the whole week we prepared for our offense, and the coaches told us exactly what they're gonna do, when they do it, and what keys to read, and we just got it done.
Yeah, there were a lot of fun moments in that game. You know, for one, it was good just to see the work that we put into practice that week and the challenge that they rose to for us to go out and just play good, clean football. A lot of guys had success. The ball was spread around a lot, played clean football. But I'll never forget, you know, the score at the end of the game. And it wasn't just about the amazing run that Duron had on the scoop and score. It was just the grit of the backup defense. You know, it's a big deal to put a 0 on the scoreboard, and you have to work hard for that. And we wanted to make sure that we kept that 0 on the scoreboard, and we had pulled our starters after halftime But the twos felt a responsibility to go in there and protect that zero. And getting the ball all the way down into the low red, and they still had a couple starters in at some key positions they were trying to get the ball to. And so for those guys to rise up to the moment and not only just have success as a backup unit in a varsity game, but to truly hold the line for the starting defense and finish what the starting defense had done in the first half was just a really cool and special moment to see just from our team collectively. Rest up this weekend. We're about to start a long road journey, But if you work and handle your business, it'll be the last road journey we go on until we go to the pen.